You have the slides. You can remove the
Can I
slides.
background on my image?
No, it's too much effort.
Okay.
We
are live.
With Zoom, you could work.
Hello, hello. Hi, Mustafa.
No. Can you hear me?
Hello, hello. Hello from Belém.
Belém, yeah, wow, nice.
We are about to go live. We were next to the fire yesterday, so. Sue, are you here? You are? Okay, very good.
Yep, I'm here. Hello.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Okay. I guess João Paulo will not be able to join us today, but we will be starting soon. We'll wait a little bit for people to join us online.
I think we are already 30 minutes behind.
Okay. Okay, very good. Can you put the slides?
So the slides are here. You have to click here.
Okay. So very, very nice to have you all here. I'm very happy to be presenting this session on the co-creation of climate intelligence in the launch of an AI-enabled and bias-aware multi-stakeholder initiative launching the Amazonia AI Observatory that in a way we've been working hard on for the past 2 years in different aspects, in different fronts that come together at COP30, the COP of implementation, and the COP that speaks Portuguese, which is, in one hand, quite important for some initiatives that we are pushing forward and on getting closer to, and as close as possible to the people that we are getting to. And in this way, this is also a contribution to the fantastic work that Locha here, represented by my colleague and friend Miroslav, is representing, and to the global multi-round that Miroslav and Locha and all the team and Susanna here as well have been pushing forward very hard across the year this year. And in fact, we before we start, maybe I would just give I would just say that it has been a bit of a challenge to have this session today. Yesterday, actually, because of the fire, we are quite close to it. I don't know if you want to say something about this resistance of wanting to make this momentum still out of our pavilion.
Yeah. So we are here at the climate conference in Belém, and we know climate crisis, many things can happen. It requires resilience, determination, friendships, and so in this spirit of the Global Mutirao, also joint collaborative effort in times of crisis, in times of challenges, we said we want to hold this session because Joao has been with us in New York, February, I think it was, and we have had so many activities really building up towards presentation of our partnership, presentation of these big opportunities for AI, for digital public infrastructure to accelerate and really exponentially improve the climate action empowerment. And so we are here, and the Digital Innovation Pavilion is a space within the Blue Zone in the pavilion area, 50 square meters. We have it for the 4th year, and where we bring digital solution providers to present solutions, interact with the climate governance community, with the climate action community, and that all together we look how can we have really systemic innovation, combination of social innovation, technological innovation, governance innovation, that we really be more effective in Paris Agreement implementation. And as Joao indicated, yesterday was a fire just 10 meters or less away from us, so we couldn't have the IRCAI session, and as it's so important to us, we are here now in the exhibit area. We thought we would bring our presentation on the TV screen, also the virtual speakers, but there is no HDMI cable here, and it also does not recognize USB cable, so it's improvised, but we are determined to be on the journey together for the coming years and decades, and therefore, let's go on. Joao, back to you.
Thank you, Miro. And in fact, it's an honor to close the program of this year's COP in the Digital Innovation Pavilion that has been closed since COP28 and since GITEX, where I also met Mr. Mustafa Zaouini, that is here today, and that we've been working together hard on program on AI for SDGs that we're going to hear about a little later. Susanna, that has been very close in bringing this youth onto the SDG challenges and the perspectives that are needed to change the mindset. Leonardo, he'll be here in a minute and brings in a way the content, also him coming to this connection with the COP28 in Dubai and bringing this Meta Amazonia and Meta Amazonia Academy onto place. And Professor João Paulo Veiga won't be here with us today due to other compromises, but he represents the research, the new center for AI in São Paulo, Brazil, that I'm also advisor for, and brings the research aspects and the research capacity on AI and AI applications to stage. So it is indeed a multi-stakeholder community that is shaping and consortium that aims for something that is being constructed and it's in a way partially being launched today. So just in brief, IRCAI is the International Research Center for AI under the auspices of UNESCO, and UNESCO comes in place to these narratives on artificial intelligence in a way from the side of the responsible AI, ethical AI, to influence policy innovation, research, and consequences of AI are very important to us as well. Education programs, financing programs, capacity building has been always important, and here we have a lot of experience and a lot of work being done to stand and support this global network of AI competences and technologies and infrastructures that are being built and shaped with AI competitions and through a larger Nexus network of experts on private and public sector on AI for the sustainable development. And this brings first, in a way, the capability of coming up with observatories, data-driven observatories that are using AI as an enabler to work the data out and to be actually impactful locally, capturing global and local data, some of it open. Maybe the first emblematic AI for SDGs observatory that fed the initial program on the GITEX Africa was this NIADES SDG6 observatory that explored different questions on floods, on water sustainability, and water sanitation, community that are quite important and quite drastic, and give rise to other, let's say, initiatives in this aspect by the UNESCO, focusing on landslides and on climate change resilience, and how can we use the data that we have, and how can we use the knowledge that we can capture today to explore the impact and the good practices and pass them over and being, in a way, multi-capacitated. So the Meta Amazonia AI Observatory is something quite new that brings this knowledge now to the forest. But Amazonia is not just the forest. It's the forest, is the communities, is the cities, and is all these different aspects that are relevant for the climate change resilience narrative. It's not just trees. And here we are exploring the local data, understanding what are the different aspects coming from news worldwide and local news as well on the main aspects that refer to Amazonian priorities and bioeconomy, for example, and deforestation, and how is the public opinion being expressed through these news venues, and on the other hand, how is the narratives on sustainability being addressed, and how much can we actually understand on the quality of information, on fake news? Is this even possible? And we're bringing this capacity over more than 60 languages using machine learning methods like text similarity, also sentiment analysis, and exploring that, putting in the hands of everybody to see and understanding also from that knowledge the main topics that that on the of AI impacting Amazonia topics can be explored. What are those subtopics? What are those areas that become relevant and construct these indicators from this open knowledge and open discussions forums too? And it's also very much important, particularly now in this era of climate change resilience, to be supported by the research, the published science, the patented technology, and also to see the evolution of that science and how concepts gain momentum, what are the trends, what are the connections, and how can this be depicted using AI, using machine learning methods, using clustering, to look into these connections between topics, connections between communities, and how can this move us forward to actually be able to understand a little bit better, not Amazonia itself, not Amazonian context, but what we know about it, and how can we actually explore it further in the best way. And then another important aspect of it is definitely who's doing what, and how can we connect and how can we participate. And so mapping this entrepreneurship on that uses AI for sustainable development, and that relates somehow with topics that are priority topics that are depicted from the knowledge, then we aim to construct this community of AI technologies that can make a difference. We are moving forward with the new models that are not launched yet. The other ones you've seen, they are already, you can already try them out. This is the official launch here with Glocha on the AI Amazonia Observatory. But there's quite an important side on regulation, AI regulation, applications of AI regulation. Regulation can be a vehicle to make innovation more dynamic, push it forward, and that's what we're going to do. And that's how we are looking at it and mapping it through time to the different SDGs, measuring it and depicting knowledge from how can we use it to better push forward our ideas. Then, of course, open education is then taking a very important role. That's quite a relevant side from the work of IRCAI. And here I should mention the close connection we have with Brasilia, with UNESCO chair on distance education with Telamiel, bringing that culture of open education to what we do here in Amazonia, and how to connect and how to bring educational resources, and even using large language models to generate new and accurate open education resources that will help in different languages, but particularly in the local languages, capacitate the people that are here and that are working on the field and are actually doing something that is relevant in this context. We are not stopping here. Amazonia is definitely where we start and where we wanted to start from the beginning in 2028, when we start constructing this COP30 from the COP28. We are moving forward. We are moving forward to Indonesia. We are moving forward to Congo, and extrapolate these experiences and this knowledge and this capacity and this gathering on what we now slowly call our AI contribution to multi-round, bringing constructing this AI technology, focusing on these aspects that start here in Amazonia, but then go cross continent. And we are already in discussions with different sides of the story: Indonesia, Malawi, Mozambique, to bring this with GLOCHA further and construct this AI multi-general that we all need. I'm not sure if Leonardo is going to be here, so I'm just going to briefly mention that it is also being implemented in the context of education, capacitating the local people in the cities and the communities on a crossover between looking at how forests can be protected, how the communities can be empowered, and how cities can be more resilient and more smart in their specific ways. But Amazon is doing a fantastic work with implementations, for example, with the Imperial College as well, on using AI and machine learning and computer vision to detect animals in the forest. MetAmazonia holds the biggest private reservation in Amazonia, and we've been working together to explore those aspects that can already be seen in the field and can already have results. For example, on bringing educational program on AI for sustainability for the local people, and to bring those capacities to all that everybody that needs in a very congruous way, where MetAmazonia AI Observatory will really fit and really bring something supportive and new. And now I would like to maybe ask the word to Susanna. Maybe Susanna, you could share your slides if you have them, or I'll just bring back the ones I had before.
I want to share a different slide, and I haven't reviewed this with Miro yet, but I'm excited to share this with both of you together. this new initiative called Planetary Party. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Okay, are you able to see this?
Yes.
Okay, so hello, thank you so much for inviting me to participate. I'm very inspired by your work, Joao, and I'm very happy to know that everyone is safe and at COP. What a wild experience yesterday. And I know that those kinds of experiences only makes us stronger, more resilient, and it's such a testament to what we're experiencing on a macro level, at the micro level, and how communities ought to come together to care for one another and make sure that we're safe and share resources in the face of crisis. And you know what? My name is Susanna Cho. I serve as the Director of Innovation for GLOCHA New York, and also the founder of the Bioregional Embassy, which is a new organization, really a diplomatic agency in service of the future that has yet to arrive. I see bioregionalism as a really critical pathway to peace, to facilitate cooperation across nations, across states, across municipalities, for trans-border issues that we're going to face, which we're already facing, like floods and fires and things like COVID, and our food systems that are relying on our soil health. These are all trans-border issues that we need to be taking into consideration to shape policy across countries, and also resource allocation from the top down, and incentivize people from the bottom up, including youth, indigenous communities, artists, activists, technologists, all sorts of people, funders, policymakers, to come together to inform how resources ought to be allocated for local action, really understanding the priorities through data, and really taking into consideration our planetary boundaries and what our boundaries are as a planet, but also contextualizing the problems according to the place by which we're operating in. So there are floods that are happening in South Sudan, for example, and there are so many issues that are trans-border, that requires multiple departments and agencies and countries to work together, but there aren't clear data standards and protocols for the interoperability across these different entities. And so something that I'm working on through the Bioregional Embassy is to standardize this kind of data so that it could be more interoperable, and then also to hold the representation of bioregions, which may transcend borders, to come together as in a planetary forum where these representatives of bioregions can inform our current leaders within this existing system, like the UN, on priorities to shape policy. And so that's just like a little bit of context of where I'm at right now. But the Planetary Party is a new initiative that we're launching. It's really exciting because this is going to be a movement that engages the youth and engages people all around the world to participate in a way that's more joyful, inspiring. Right now, so many people are scared and lost on how to take action, where to begin, don't know how to find others who they align with and that they resonate with. And we need to make this time of crisis more accessible for people to participate in becoming the agents of our future instead of victims of the past. And so the Planetary Party, it's a play on the word party, like a political party, but also can potentially become like a political party where people have an allegiance to the planet, allegiance to planet Earth, instead of their one country. But I think we need to become global citizens and really care and steward our commons together. But the Planetary Party is also a real party, a festival, a gathering that will be self-organized all around the world across these bioregions to surface people who are wanting to participate in the movement. And we're going to create these localized flow funds, which will be pools of capital that these communities will determine how to allocate together. And this will be through data, through civic assemblies, through organized gatherings that incentivize people to work better together on the ground instead of competing to solve problems and competing for funds. This will incentivize more cooperation and collaboration. We're experimenting this model in a few different bioregions right now around the world. You can see that in this screen. Cascadia is in the Pacific Northwest that shares the border of the US and Canada. Northeast Turtle Island, that's a very local area of the US, the Northeast area, which includes New York, New Jersey, Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Delaware. It goes all the way down to DC as well, and Virginia and Maryland. These other areas we're identifying the specific bioregions, but that spans across Colombia, Mexico, Jamaica. There are so many groups all around the world who are starting to self-organize in this way and identify with their bioregion instead of the city or the state that they live in, because we have to understand where our food comes from and where our water comes from. And when people can relate to their ecology and the place in which they inhabit and the life that they share with all the other flora and fauna, it allows us to recognize not only our shared humanity, but the shared life amongst our other kin. And so this allows us to think beyond our anthropocentric worldview into a more ecocentric worldview that I believe can create more harmony and peace on the planet. And so working with GLOCHA to create a registry of challenges and of actions, to track the actions and reward people for participating in those actions through impact claims, and be able to track the flows of funding. So really excited about the intersections here. And I think that this can also speak to the collective action that the Global Mutirao is launching, because this is all about collective action, but creating a really clear framework for how to measure that action and create a protocol that can be easily replicable and shareable across these different areas around the world.
Thank you so much. Fantastic work, fantastic ideas, and definitely something that we are really looking forward to hear more and engage more. Very happy to be part of this and to contribute to this, which is possible. To have this on stage on our AI Observatory Lounge, and I'm now would move the stage to my Canadian friend Mustafa, and also the picture onto what is the education on AI for sustainability will impact and influence and capacitate entrepreneurship of all sizes and forms to this context. Mustafa, that has been walking through Amazonia for days, don't know if he's going to tell about that story, but to know well what we're talking about. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Joao. Do you have to share some screens or slides, or should I do that?
Will you share slides?
Yeah, that would be cool. Well, thank you, Joao, and thank you, Miroslav and Glocha, for. It's a real pleasure to join you, even though it's remote. Indeed, I've been a few times to Brazil and a couple of times in that region, and the soul searching, and I like also what you said around the intersection, because indeed, a lot of intersection on a personal level, but also on what we do, and from Africa to Amazonia. As you said, the young people in particular, this is our interest here, face very similar climate pressure, very similar challenges, but also they hold some really extraordinary potential to build solutions. And today I wanted to share a little bit about actually, if we, how youth can accelerate the SDG impact with some examples when they are given actually the tools to turn those ideas into real AI solutions. So if I go to next slide, or I don't know if you're able to share there.
We don't see your slides. You have to go to the plus. Now it's not there.
So from Joao, should I share it?
The plus. You have to press the plus, and then going up slides.
All right, okay.
Or you share your screen, and then you can.
I'll do that. There you go.
Yeah.
I think I will share my screen. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet.
There you go.
Yes. Now it's coming.
Nice. Yeah.
Maybe let me do a full view. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not full screen yet.
Not full screen yet. Yes, I'm done. There you go. Yes, now it's good, right?
Not really. It's not in presentation mode.
Yeah, it's in presentation mode for me. I don't know if you can see it too.
It doesn't appear here, but it should be fine. It's okay.
Yeah, all right, okay. So, and maybe, before speaking about, this entrepreneurship, maybe it's important to share actually where our model comes from. I mean, we started in 2018 and at AI in Africa, and my name is Mustafa Zamani. I'm the chair of AI in Africa. It's an NGO that started in South Africa in 2018.
Slides are not moving. It's not sharing the right slides. You should. It's better if you upload the slides and not do it via screen share.
Yeah.
Because now it's moving. Now it's moving. Okay. Yeah. Now it's good.
It's good. I'll stay like that, right? Yeah. Maybe just to. Yeah. And so the point is that when we started, we didn't start just because of, with algorithm. Such we started with schools. We started in youth centers, in community centers in South Africa, and going all the way to Morocco now. And we've been working around building what you call ecosystemic constructivist learning model. So basically very much leveraging project-based learning as out of school, after school, like extracurricular activities first, plus then challenges that include the community, identified problem in the communities. And you mentioned earlier a word also about global citizen. We've been working a lot about, around being a super citizen or trying to become a super citizen as a kids. And we've been focusing on youth between 11 and 18 years old in the most, let's say, community schools in SA first. And so we've been focusing on local environmental issues, social challenges as an entry point. An entry point at that time to use AI, it was around language. So we talked about sentiment analysis, the lingo in the communities, in the schools, and how to address different challenges around that. And this approach really is about enabling this kind of like reformatting, if you want, of your mindset in order for the youth to understand their community problem, but also know how to design solutions using AI to solve some of the community problems. And it's an important aspect also is on the stakeholders and the environment when we say, it's not just the youth, not just the coaches and the teachers, not just the corporate thing, but also their parents, the community leaders, And also an important aspect that we saw that in these communities, and there's an importance to across industry, across role models also to participate, tech or non-tech, into that. And we saw a lot of aspects around that. So what we to give some concrete examples, I mean, we've been participating in bringing so AI for SDG is one of the programs, among others. Like I said, we have program with the under 18 program such as Olympiads in South Africa, or just in colleges and schools around design thinking applied to AI for their communities. Program most recently we've been focusing a lot on program of SMMEs. SMMEs that are non-tech at all in all their different areas, and also because they're also afraid of this digital divide that didn't start with AI. Clearly, it started a long time ago, but even potentially a further divide taking place for communities across our region. And so in this specific program, we bring youth, and we have examples, and we partner with GITEX for the ecosystem, let's say, to show that at the end. But it's a program that takes 4 to 5 weeks across different youth, different students, that build climate-focused prototypes. Some very technical, such as AI models predicting water scarcity, pollution and hydrology risk detectors, community water dashboards, early alert systems using social signals and so on. But what's important here is not just the technology alone, is that this solution emerged from local experiences, very specifically to that region, that city, and maybe now we use a different term about bioregion, but around what they're impacting, what are the communities is getting impacted by drought, flood, contamination, and so on. And so they really use their transformed lived reality into actionable AI tools. And today the tools enable you to wider the community that can use them, right? And we talked earlier about LLM. So examples of water, as you said, but examples also we run this year an AI for sustainable city challenges. Here they created flood detection systems using from social media, sustainable mobility assistance, waterborne disease prediction models, ethical city information agent using local languages. And the local language is an important aspect, and even some of how startups showcasing in other regions. One of the things that we are focusing a lot is from Madagascar to Morocco to South Africa or Nigeria. The dialect, and we see a lot of startups, a lot of projects around really focusing on that dialect. And it's not just because of some of the large tools, but because because some of these dialects are also not really formally written, or not enough literature sometimes to actually train the models. So there's a lot of activities and work to that, and these dialects are also moving. And so we've seen some of our startups that want to AI or others have been really focusing on building some solution, and you can say in one aspect some commercial solution, but also they're participating in an open source type approach to enable other markets, other regions to be able to use their activities. This early stage SDG ventures, they come with solutions that are with measurable impact potential, and developed really from use from 18 to 25 years old. Yes, I mean, this moment matters. They show young people collaborating, designing, testing with confidence. And this is one of the aspects that we also been trying to bring in the under 18, is that ideas are ultimately we see kids that come with ideas or sentences such as, "Oh, I did not know I was creative," right? So what we've seen is that with less bias, they're actually much more creative in some of the region. Now we need to enable them to actually to use these tools to be able to address that. Another aspect, I mean, and of course, this some of these events we still have in 2026, and we invite you to participate, to collaborate in some of those. here's some example, like I said, around the multilingual dialect support, or else. But why does it matter really for conversation such as now we're discussing on Amazonia? And because many of these climate challenges that the youth are solving, whether water management, urban resilience, and so on, are also priorities everywhere. And I like this, as you mentioned, this intersection really between the region and how we can collaborate between Africa and Amazonian youth collaboration, where each region brings its own data. And that was another important aspect that we also, because this solution are built on local data and local needs and creativity, sharing only one essential goal, which is sustainable development driven locally. And this is an important aspect for us in that concept. What we've seen also, I mean, that the youth we work with are not just learning around AI to get a certificate. They're using really from the young age AI to design practical, ethical, community-driven solutions that they are proud of. Some of them are, and this is a challenge now, to accelerate some of those into sustainable projects. And I think this is really the real meaning of SDG entrepreneurship. It's not just about a startup alone. It's not just about, it's about a model of agency, let's say, meaning the ability for young people to shape their future of their communities with technology that reflects their own realities. And sometimes we've been, pushed a reality upon us, which is slightly different than what we are reality when we're in Madagascar, and leveraging some of those tools in a where we have different type of constraints, different type of challenges, even in how day-to-day survival. What I like is actually how we can link some of the African experience with the Amazonian context, build ultimately a new generation of climate innovators that are just reacting to the change, but as you mentioned earlier, to actually shaping that future, even if it's an uncertain future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mustafa. And definitely, this really shows how sometimes the sum is bigger than the whole, and how this world, this new world that we're creating for tomorrow is built of these small and local parts, customized and that know the problems, that know the data, to bring it to a global stage, and to eventually bring the needed contribution for the planetary party that Susanna brings in a more communitary way, based on exchange and AI enabled by itself, not needing so much the supercomputers of only some, but rather the skills and the needs and the knowledge that is much more relevant than a one-size-fits-all approach. So thank you very much for both of you, Susanna, Mustafa, for what you bring to the table. I want to give a big thanks to our colleagues in the Center of AI in the University of São Paulo, that have been doing very important work, that we'll have other opportunities to talk about and communicate in regards to research that makes the basis of this, and also legal aspects, extrapolation, and to Leonardo and the MetAmazonia AI initiative and academy that will bring a new stage to all this, in where we are all going to be participating actively, constructing the COP30 after the COP30, because it doesn't end here, it starts here. And I would like to give now the final word to Miro, maybe to close the stage.
Okay, so first, a hand of applause. This was a beautiful launch. We have resisted the challenges that are out there with knowledge, determination. Sorry, it has challenges, but we will do our part. We are here to really contribute the new thinking, the hard power, and yeah, congratulations and upwards and onwards. The journey is only beginning.
Journey is definitely only beginning, and we are already staging next steps. So let's keep in touch and stay tuned.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Great to see you. Thank you for including us.
Great moment. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Soon.